And now let's head down to the coin toss. And it's brought to you by Coke Zero. Real Coca-Cola taste and 0 calories. Enjoy everything. The kicker's got the ball set up, and we're ready to get this thing started. He's to the 20. They'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. The quarterback brings his troops out onto the field for the first drive of the game. Tackled after a decent pickup. From their own 31-yard line. Second down. Takes it up the middle for a nice run. And he's tackled after positive yardage. So the option keeper will get him a first down.
It's a very well-executed option play. The blocking was there, and the quarterback made the correct decision to keep it himself and get the first down.
And he's tackled at about the 43-yard line.
The option is all about timing, and on that play, the timing was just off. That's going to happen sometimes.
It's 2nd and 12. Ball on the 43. He's tackled at about the 35. They go with the option and pick up the first down.
Yeah, and that was a situation where the quarterback knew he could pick up the first down if he kept it himself. That's a good decision.
We've got a 1st and 10. Ball on the 35. And they get nice yardage on that run. Tackle at the 23.
That's another first down, Brad. And right now, you can just really feel and sense the rhythm that this offense is in. Their ability to pick up first downs, just pushing this defense further and further down, back deep into their own territory.
So he keeps it, and he gets a big first down.
The quarterback made a very good decision here not to pitch. He saw a break in the defense and just hit it for a big gain.
We're at play number 9 of this current drive. Pitch out, got the corner. Decent run here, right side. 2nd down, goal to go. Ball on the 5-yard line. He's taken down around the 4-yard line. Here's the 11th play of the drive. They're trying to stop.
Good evening, folks. It is Darius Slay on the mic. Sorry, I'm a little bit late, but North Dakota is forced to take a field goal on a pretty good drive. Points are points, though. The kickoff. 23-yard return there for Dwayne Swanson. And the Vikings will set up on just short of the 25-yard line. Shotgun takes the snap. And risky throw, but Sting, the icon, gonna make the catch there. Make it 2nd and 3. Vikings come out and trips again. Shotgun takes the snap and hands it off there, and it's gonna give me a big run. Dara Storm, 24-yard run up the middle. No linebackers there, and good field position now for the Vikings, as they are past the 50-yard line and actually at the 43. 1st and 10. Play action. And wide open there is Elite Elliott, 24-yard reception. And just like that, the Vikings are in great territory. First and 10, about the 19-yard line. Up the middle, and going to be stopped is Dara Storm, but 18 yards again on the rush, and it's 1st and goal for the Vikings.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, I guess you couldn't hear me a while ago. I was steadily talking.
Yeah, nope, you were muted. As Dara Storm takes up outside pitch, Craniac Slaughter is going to make that TFL, and it's now 2nd and goal for the Vikings.
Yeah, I was doing play-by-play, and you jumped in, and I was like, he's talking over me now, what?
As Dara is going to be stopped once again, they're going to give Slaughter another TFL, and now it's 3rd and goal.
And the Vikes push it in here.
And touchdown, Buster Owens. Go back to the passing game, and there it is. As the Vikings take the lead, potentially by 4 following the PAT. As Tristan Dixon goes perfect on that drive, 3 for 3.
And that was a great
drive.
Yeah,
that was a very quick drive.
Yeah, and that was a great route by Owens as well.
Now 7-3 as the Vikings kick it off, as North Dakota will probably look to get more than just a field goal out of this drive. As Kevin Nash will take a 27-yard return, and it'll be 1st and 10 at about the 29-yard line. Under center here, 3 in the backfield. As breaks 1 tackle is out Drezzy, but wasn't going to break that one as Arcia Ivy picks up his 2nd TFL on the night. Triple option was stopped crazy as they're going to go 4 outside. No, not even 4 outside, 3 outside. As Isaiah Halderman is stopped for yet again another TFL, as it is now 3rd and 15 for the Bison.
3rd and 15 coming up for the Bison. You would think they would try to pass here.
Yeah, they're going the same formation as Eldrezi is sacked. 3 tackles for the Vikings behind the line of scrimmage. 2 TFLs, 3 TFLs, 1 goes down as a sack. As the bad drive there by the Bison. Just unfortunate.
Yeah, unfortunately that was a bad drive for the Bison. Great defensive drive for the Vikes. Now let's see if they can get the ball and drive down like they did on their last possession.
Takes the punt. Fields it at about the 40, and Sting the Icon's going to get a 7-yard return, as that's going to be just short of the 50-yard line. Yep, at the 49, exactly on the 49-yard line. As Two in the backfield for the Vikes. Play action, and that is deflected off of someone's head. That could have been very, very unfortunate for the Vikings.
Yeah, but that was almost picked off. If he would have had better catching or something, he probably would have got that.
Drops back, throws the check down, as Max Error is going to be leveled, but picks up 5 and is now 3rd and 5.
Manageable 3rd and 5 here for the Vikes. You know, you could do a little quick slant route or you know, a curl route or something like that, or an out route, and you could possibly pick up the 1st down. But let's see what they do here.
As it is 4 wide, as right over the middle, there's the slant. Buster Owens runs yet another good route, and he's going to pick up 13 yards.
Yeah, he ran that slant, and they was playing zone on that play, and he got open in that zone, and they got the 1st down for the Vikes.
Middle is always what's going to be vulnerable in zone, as Max Error is going to pick up another 5-yard reception up the middle, and it seems like North Dakota State's defense has really been lacking up the middle so far.
Yeah, they look like they're playing conservative. You know, they're not blitzing all that much, and the Vikes are just finding open holes in the defense, especially up the middle.
Yep, Dara Storm gets another lengthy run there as 4 wide. That's going to be a play option. As Tristan Dixon's going to get 9 yards off of that.
He had a block on the outside, and he run back inside. If he would have kept that to the outside, he possibly could have scored there.
Yep, big break there for the Bison, but it is now in the red zone. They're just short of the 10-yard line, and they're going to come up in the I formation there, up the middle. They're not going to get the 1st down. Dara Storm's going to be stopped, as there we go, Slaughter, the end zone Slaughter. Picked up those few big tackles in the end zone that almost forced the Vikings to take a field goal last possession, but obviously Buster Owens touchdown there. So they go back to the I, triple option, as Dara Storm's going to get stopped behind the line of scrimmage, and there's Slaughter again.
Yeah, that second play, second down was a big play for the Boston defense, and they did it again right there, forcing the Vikes to try to get a field goal.
Pretty short one, as that one is up, and it is good. Vikings now lead 10-3 with 1:15 left in the 1st quarter as the Vikings kick it off. Fielded at about the 1-yard line. Runs through some traffic, and Kevin Nash, I believe, got to the 25-yard line with a 24-yard return. But look at that Portland State defense so far. Just outstanding defense to this point.
Yeah, the Bison, they're known for running, and Portland State's defense is holding them on that run, forcing them to pass.
Yep, Cuckoo Bananas helps them out there real quick with a little halfback route there, as it's 2nd and 1. Altarezi gets the read option and gets 6 yards and picks up the 1st. And it seems, Grant, as soon as you say something, it gets spoken into existence. So maybe you can speak a Bison touchdown into existence real quick.
Oh, no. The Bison's going to have to work for that touchdown, and they're doing pretty good at it right now. I mean, they're moving the ball, so let's see if Portland State's defense can stop them on this drive, or if Bison are going to get a touchdown.
We shall see. As just ran into his own blocker, it seemed, as Arcia Ivy picks up his 3rd backfield tackle, and it's now 2nd and 13.
2nd and 13 for the Bison. Let's see if they're going to run here or if they're going to pull out the pass and see if they can get closer to a 1st down.
Man in motion, as Aldrezi drops back, and he's just going to have to throw it short. Nathan Noble there on the coverage according to the game.
Yeah, great coverage by the Portland State, but that rush by the defensive line was big too.
Oh my goodness, Hubba Lloyd, 40-yard reception as the first quarter winds down, and the Bison are now in the red zone. That is the end of the first quarter, though.
Yeah, great first quarter by both teams. Oh, go ahead.
Defensive game so far for sure. Vikings have just gotten the better of the Bison so far, but the Bison looking to score here as it's going to be a little bit of halfback sweep action as Hubba Lloyd gets 3 yards. Second and goal as the Bison line up with a man in motion and touchdown, Cuckoo Bananas.
Yeah, they did that sweep play to the right, and he had it. I mean, they almost got him, but that cornerback was following the receiver, so he didn't come up and play that run, and that's what cost them the touchdown pretty much.
As there is the dreaded North Dakota State rushing attack, and it is now a tie game as fielded at about the 1 yard line as Dwayne Swanson gets to about the 24 with a 23-yard return. And the Vikes will set up 1st and 10 at in between the 24 and the 23-yard line. Come out and shotgun quick pass, and that's picked off, and that might be House, but he stumbles. The quick screen by Tristan Dixon is just played phenomenally there by the strong safety, as he just read that like a book, and now the Bison are yet again in red zone territory.
Yeah, the dreaded quick screen, any screen play, and if ball calls a turnover. But we do have a flag here.
Flag on the field. It's going to be personal foul clipping on offense as Kevin Nash commits clipping there, and they're going to have to back up 15 yards to now be 1st and 16 as they were literally on the 1 yard line. Going to line up under center, man in motion, and fumble, and it's going to be picked up by North Dakota State. But we have another flag and another clipping call as Mason Knight this time, and it's going to be 1st and 31 for the Bison.
Wow, what a this is a crazy drive here for the Bison. 2 clipping calls back to back with a fumble.
Just when they thought they were going to be 1st and goal, as that option's going to be deflected, I believe. Just when they thought they were 1st and goal with the Cuckoo Bananas run, instead it's 1st and 31 from nearly the 40-yard line. As Eldrezi is going to be sacked. No, he's going to get tackled behind the line of scrimmage. He was running. But 3rd and 34 now for the Bison. I don't even know if this is a manageable field goal.
Yeah, this is I believe they would be out of field goal range here.
They just throw a 9-yard reception to Cuckoo Bananas, but then they're now in field goal range. Let's see if this will go. As it's up, and it is going to go, and the Bison now take the lead 13-10 in the second quarter.
Yeah, that was a great defensive stand by the Vikes, but Bison, they was helped. The Vikes was helped also by 2 clipping calls on that play, so on that drive. So,
which is very unfortunate. As Dwayne Swanson's going to get the 22-yard return there. As you can see, the game summary right there, and it's been a pretty even game so far, as this is a very textbook game of the week situation. 2 of the best teams in the league just taking on each other. as it's going to be trips here for the Vikings. And Tristan Dixon's going to take a sack. As Joker Barrington gets into the backfield. You can go ahead. My bad.
Yeah, no, you're fine. He pulled it down to try to run. He just couldn't get on the outside. Barrington was there, to get him on that outside edge. So that was a great defensive play by the Bison.
Seems to be the story of the game so far. Great defensive line play as Vikings will come out in the same formation, this time to pass it. And Buster Owens is going to get 10 yards. And it's now 3rd and 7.
Brings up a manageable 3rd and 7. I mean, you can still get the first down here, but you got to get past that line of gain.
Play action, and that's caught. Cyrus Rice gets a 20-yard reception, and the Vikings are continuing to press on 3rd down as they're running all the right routes and all the right plays when they get in to that territory.
Yeah, that was a great. I believe that was a slant route that Bryce ran.
And tried to throw the screen there yet again, and that is quickly deflected by a Bison defender. As Storm's only going to manage a yard. And I think the Vikings have started straying away from the middle, even though that's what's worked for them so far.
Yeah, they've strayed away from the middle on this drive, and they need to go back to it. I mean, it was working well for them.
As that's yet again another ball brought in, but it's quickly brought down by a Bison defender, and it seems North Dakota State's trying to take this game back over after a very slow start. As that'll go into the back of the end zone, and it'll be 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line for the Bison. One wide receiver out. And, oh my goodness, Isaiah Halderman's going to get 26 yards on the outside. Great blocking by the North Dakota State wide receivers there. That's textbook. When you want to run outside, rely on those receivers to have the strength and the blocking to make plays.
Yeah, that wide receiver had a great block. There they throw to Hubba Lloyd, and he gets a 1st down for 11.
Aldrezi, 4 for 6 with 69 yards. As River Rockefeller is there to make the tackle. Aldrezi tried to break the tackle, but gets 3 yards out of it. He's lucky to even get that. He was met by a defender instantly, but 2nd and 7 at just shy of the 40-yard line. Go fake motion as Aldrezi's gone. That's going to be a touchdown, Bison. 41-yard touchdown run. As, like I said, the Bison are looking to take control of this game after the slow start they had.
Yeah, that was a great run by Drezzy to get that touchdown. Now the Vikes need to come out and they need to answer on this drive. They cannot let this Bison team is too good. That is the reason why they are number 1 in the country. You can't let them get too far ahead.
Yep, they started out strong, but has just kind of teetered off a little bit. As Dwayne Swanson is going to get past the 30-yard line. He's going to be at about the 33, 34-yard line, and that's pretty good field position for the Vikings.
Yeah, the 33, 34-yard line, that's great to start out with. Now let's just see if you can move the ball down the field. You want to go back to the middle like you was at the beginning in the first quarter.
But they did just go to the outside in double coverage as it's now 2nd and 10. Double twins as they go up the middle with Dara Storm. Dara Storm's met yet again, that time by Bobcat Healer. It's now 3rd and 13.
3rd and 13, and you got to get this first down here if you want to keep your drive alive. You cannot get that ball back to the Bison this early.
And yep, there it is. That's the play the Bison are needing, and now if they come back out here with a touchdown, don't want to speak it too early into its existence, but might start running away with this game, but the Vikings need to make a defensive stand, as that is a very short return by Dakota Storm. And there's the offensive totals so far. As you can see, Portland State only 22 yards in the second quarter. And it's just been abysmal to this point. As that Isaiah Halderman has yet another huge run. And it's just the blocking. Look at number 9 out there, number 7. Out there holding their blocks until they need to. And that's just been the story. As the Bison went with their little sweep action. And now Drezzy gets 8 yards, and it's now 2nd and 2. At about the 30-yard line. Twins out there, as it's going to be handed off to Cuckoo Bananas, and he's going to get the first down with a 6-yard run. As the Bison are close to red zone territory. As it's yet another pitch to, this time, Hubba Lloyd. One of 3 running options that they have outside of Drezzy, as Twins on the outside, everybody else inside. And it's being yet another pitch off to Cuckoo Bananas, and he's only going to get 2 yards. And it's now 3rd and 6.
3rd and 6 for the Bison. Let's see if they pass here on this down. See if the Vikes can get a stop and force them to a field goal.
Yes, that'd be best case scenario, as that's going to be a pass, and it's going to call it 4th and inches. Do you go for it here if you're the Bison?
If you're the Bison, I would go for it, but they're going to take the points here. So that is a great defensive stand by the Vikes on this drive.
I guess that, yeah, like I said, best case scenario to just hold them to 3 is now 23-13. 2:54 left in the second quarter, as the Bison are going to kick it off to the Vikings, and they need a touchdown here to keep it within a touchdown game. That's fielded in the end zone for Dwayne Swanson, and he's going to get 23 out of it. And 1st and 10, about the 22-yard line. Quick screen to Yuri Nader. It's a interesting name there. And 2nd and 8 now, as the clock is running for the Vikes. Shotgun takes the snap, throws it downfield, and what a play. Is he going to make it all the way? He's not. He's going to be stopped short. What a play there for the Vikes. Cyrus Rice picks up the huge reception.
What a great route by Cyrus Rice, and then he bounces off that tackler and spins and keeps on going. Great play by the Vikes.
Yep, up to 21.5-yard line, if you want to say half. But about the 21-yard line, as Dixon's going to step back. And Cyrus Rice, why not finish it off, my friend? Touchdown Vikes. And there is the touchdown that they needed. Cyrus Rice started this drive, and he ends it with a 16-yard touchdown grab. Keeps his hands in bounds, as the Vikes will just take the 1, and it'll now be 23-17.
Great job by the Vikes. They needed that score, so it brings it back within a 6-point game, and now their defense just needs to come out and get a stop again.
And looking at the clock there, that was only a 40-second drive, as Kevin Nash has a 22-yard return. Look at the last 5 drives there for North Dakota State, and they've scored on their last 4 and have turned it up for sure after the slow start. But back to the Vikings, that 40-yard or that 40-second drive was really helpful for them in a sense, as Drezzy gets a 5-yard run there.
When you're behind like that, you want to score quick, especially if it's at the end of the game.
As Drezzy will line up under center, and he'll get the first and a little bit more as a 7-yard run. As Drezzy's about over 100 yards in the first half, and we all expected that. As he'll be under center once again, and River Rockefeller about nearly had a huge interception with a chance to take the lead before the half, but he drops it.
Yeah, if you're Rockefeller, you are kicking yourself for that because you could have had the ball turned over for your team. And now it's 3rd and inches here, so this defense got to come up big again.
Loading the middle, it seems, as they should, as Drezzy is just going to get the first down with 1:16 left. And it's going to be into timeout territory as the Bison will look to score before the half. Clock ticking. Out in shotgun, halfback screen to Halderman. He's going to break that tackle, and he's going to get 10 out of it. Hurrying back to the ball is the Bison. As waiting to take the snap. And heave downfield and overthrows it. Drezzy had a man wide open.
That receiver was wide open. I don't know where Grant was, but that was his receiver.
As it's going to be deflected by Slurms McKenzie. And 3rd and 10 now, and they need to make a big offensive play here if they want to score before the half.
Yeah, Aldrezzi threw it right to Slurms McKenzie on that last play.
And, ooh, was that yet another deflection there for the Vikes? Great play. They're going to go for it. If you're the Bison, you might as well. Drezzy drops back, and he's just going to be sacked for 6.
Great
huge play for the Vikings. Go ahead.
Great defensive drive for the Vikings there. You know, turning the beginning of the ball, forcing a 3 and out. They went for it on 4th, but the Vikings got the turnover. So let's see if they got 42 seconds and 3 timeouts to see if they could put some points up.
Dixon has been good on the deep ball so far, as he's just going to find a short reception for Buster Owens and take a timeout with 38 seconds left.
They are in Bison territory after that play.
Just barely at the 49-yard line. Dixon drops back. He's going to find another check down, but it is going to be a first down for Doris Storm, as they need to make a play. They have 1 timeout left with 32 seconds left.
And now the Bison are bringing the pressure.
Bison make a huge play there. Craig Slaughter continues to make his presence known as they got to hurry back to the ball. 2nd and 17. Find the middle. And offsides on the defense. And they're going to accept it. It'll be 2nd and 12. With 17 seconds left, and that stops the clock for him.
That helps the Bison out to try to get into at least field goal range here.
As the Vikings find a man wide open, that's Cyrus Rice, and indeed is 27-yard reception with 11 seconds left. Clock has stopped. As Dixon's in yet again shotgun, 4 out. As Buster Owens is found for 4 yards, and they're going to get some points here with a field goal. with 5 seconds left.
Yeah, if you're the Vikings, if you're the Vikings, this drive, it wasn't a failure. I mean, they drove down the field and they ended up getting a field goal out of it to leave 3 seconds on the clock till halftime. So that was a great drive by the Vikings.
Points are points when you're down, and now it's 23-20 going into halftime, and that is your half as the Bison lead 23-20. And if you're Portland State, you're not too upset at this.
No, if you're Portland State, you're not upset at this at all, especially with the Bison being the #1 ranked team in the nation. You're number 4, but I mean, you're playing against the #1 team, and they're a #1 team for a reason. And you're only down 3 at halftime. So the second half, you need to come out and make sure your defense is getting stops. I mean, your defense has been playing great all game. Your offense has been doing pretty well as well. So, I mean, it's anybody's game this second half.
As I think what's worked for Portland State, as you can see, obviously the passing game, 209 pass yards, but North Dakota State has held the ball longer. They don't have any turnovers. They've been perfect with that, and they have 208 rushing yards to this point. And that is quite a reason why their possessions are so long, is because the fact that they are running the ball. But, I mean, if you're Portland State, you saw they were making some pretty good catches downfield, just not some short screen catches. They have been finding themselves open for long gains as the Bison kick it off. I think you just try to find the middle if it's given. If not, just find someone downfield, as that's going to be great field position for the Vikings there. As you are up about the 44-yard line. As it's handed off to Storm, and he'll pick up 11 as it's now 1st and 10 again, and you are in Bison territory, and you really don't know how much a touchdown would mean to this team coming out of halftime. As play action, Dixon's going to take off running. He's got plenty of room, as he's going to be brought down by a probably looked like a horse collar, but no call. As Cal Naughton Jr. makes the tackle. And they're in a really good field position. They're at about 29-yard line. As they'll come out 4 wide, one in the backfield. Looking to throw, and they found a receiver. Max Harrer gets 11 yards. And the Vikings continue to move the ball downfield. They're at about the 22-ish yard line.
Yeah, they've put together a great drive, this drive coming out of halftime.
Man in motion, looking to pass. Dixon thought about taking off to run. He probably should have. Instead, General Cornwall is going to get a sack for 7. It's now 2nd and 17. You can go ahead if you want.
I was just going to say 2nd and 17.
Stealing words out of your mouth is they find someone wide open over the middle. Buster Owens yet again. He's been running good routes, finding himself open most of the time. As
they've gone back to that middle like they should have, in the second quarter. So let's see if they keep going back to that middle.
As Lee Elliott makes a great catch there for 10 yards. It's now 1st and goal for the Vikes. See what their red zone attack is. And he's just going to go out the back of the end zone. Could have held on to it just a little bit longer to see if something developed, but when you're in the red zone, you just don't necessarily want to take a sack, so I guess good play there by Dixon.
Yeah, that was a good throwaway.
As Storm is just going to be met by a bunch of bodies. Joker Barrington's going to make the tackle.
3rd and goal.
Yep, 4 wide, 1 in the backfield. They're going to send that man in motion to make it 5 wide. And touchdown Buster Owens. He'll pick up his 2nd of the night. And Dixon also has 3 on the night. And it is now 26-23 Vikings pending the PAT, possibly 27-23.
Great drive coming out of halftime by the Vikings. It looks like their offense went in halftime and made some adjustments. Now you got your defense coming up on a defensive drive or a defensive series. Let's see if your defense has made adjustments coming out of the locker room after halftime.
Fielded in the end zone there by Nash, and he's going to be met by a defender. And great tackle there by the Vikings to make it hard on the Bison at the 16-yard line. 1st and 10, Dreszy comes out under center, man in motion, and Dreszy's just going to take off. Wide open middle as he gets a 19-yard rush there to put him over 100 yards.
Yeah, Dreszy, he started to go to the outside, but he seen that open hole up the middle, and he just cut it back, and nobody was there to meet him, you know, in that hole. So, great run by Al Dreszy.
Comes back under center. As Dreszy's going to take off with it yet again, only going to get 6 this time, as he went to the outside, where a bunch of bodies were. Man in motion to the other side is that is going to be Hubba Lloyd, I believe, who is wide for the option, and he's going to get 19 out of it as Kang Dixon there is to make the tackle. Classic Bison's offense, just run the crap out of the ball. As they're now about the 40-yard line, they're going to hand it off inside this time, as Halderman's just going to fight his way through for 10 yards. And a 1st down. If you're the Vikings, you need to make a big play here. You need to force a fumble. You need to just take the ball out of someone's hands. As a Vikings defender fell down. I believe that was on a pancake by one of many wide receivers for the Bison, and 8 yards there on the reception, or on the carry, excuse me.
Yeah, that was Grant that got pancaked, and there's nothing he could do on that play.
As it's a 3-yard reception there for Mason Knight, and just to get the 1st down and to move them past the 20-yard line. Option hands it off to Cuckoo Bananas, and he's going to get 6 yards as the Bison are sharing love this possession. Inside the 15-yard line now, as Dreszy will come back under center. Man in motion, that one time it is Hubba Lloyd, and he is going to get the option, as he is just going to completely truck someone, as they're now 1st and goal.
That was Grant again. That he trucked.
Might have to upgrade the strength there, buddy. As Dreszy is going to get tackled in the backfield, that time by the corner there, River Rockefeller. And before he could even get the pitch off to the option, Rockefeller there was ready to say no. So, great play there by the Vikes. This time, he's gonna hand it off to the option. That was kind of a hospital move. Kind of have some beef with Cuckoo there. As final boss is there to level him, as the Bison are just 3 for 8 on 3rd downs. But they are in the red zone. Dreszy drops back for the pass, and that's gonna go down onto the grass. And what a defensive stand there for the Vikings, as they will hold on to the lead with 4 minutes left in the 3rd.
great defensive stand by the Vikings on that drive. You know, you held up to a field goal. There are some things that, you know, they need to work on defense as far as the run game. But, I mean, that was a great all-around defensive stand.
Need to learn a thing or two from Texas Tech as they stopped Wyoming so much this week. I'm still depressed by that. Dwayne Swanson's going to get a 25-yard reception as the Vikings will look to score again to continue to extend this lead. And I mean, I think this possession is what gonna make or break this game. Are the Vikings gonna come out and just run all over the Bison defense like they did last possession, or are the Bison's gonna make a stand? Dixon drops back, and they're gonna say he's inbounds. Buster Owens, 22-yard reception, and I don't know if he was.
They might look at this. They're not going to take a look at it. They're going to call him in. That was close. That was really close.
I formation drops back, finds the halfback screen, and a defender's going to fall down, and that was going to be the one to make the tackle on Dara Storm. Instead, he's going to have an 18-yard reception. As Dixon is nearing 300 pass yards on the night. As you can see, look at that block there by number 74, just pancaking the crap out of that defender, pushing him out of bounds, and Dara Storm just had a wide open lane to run.
Yeah, and if you're the Vikings, that's exactly what you needed on that screen play.
As Sting the Icon's going to make a 16-yard reception to make it first and 10 once again.
There's that pass over the middle. The Vikings have been great over the middle all night.
They needed to go to that in the second quarter. I feel like they would have to lead even longer than it is. Instead, it's only a 1-point game. But as Dixon's going to make a read option and is going to get 5 yards out of it. And, I mean, if you're the Vikings, the way you are playing on offense in this half, you might as well work with the clock a little bit. Make it harder on the Bison to make an attempt to come back. This game is still anybody's game, as that's a read option. What a block there by number 2, and Dara Storm is in for a rushing touchdown as the Vikings now lead 33-26.
What a great triple option, because it was a triple option play there, and he faked it to the one back, and he did the speed option out of that fake. And he seen the defender bearing down on him, and he pitched it right there at the last second, and there was nobody out there to stop Storm. So that was a great offensive play right there.
Yeah, and it was all thanks to the blocking there. I believe that was by number 2. Is that Cyrus Rice? Kevin Nash makes a 23-yard return. I believe that was Cyrus Rice making the block there on the Bison defender just to give a wide open lane for Storm to yet again make a great play. Vikings will come out in their formation except hand it off inside as Halderman makes a 7-yard carry. And 2nd and 3 now for the Bison. And actually, interestingly enough, the Bison are leading in yards so far. But they are down by a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. As Aldrezzi's going to be just held to 1 yard there on that run.
Yeah, I mean, leading in, you know, this game is not going like the stats and like paper says it would go. But, I mean, like I said, this is going to be a battle to the finish.
I mean, one big upset has already occurred this week, and I'm going to continue to cry about Wyoming losing, but it is what it is. But it'd be crazy to see number 1 go down this week. You'd hear probably a lot from App State, but that's pretty normal. As Aldrezzi makes a 14-yard carry to make it 1st and 10, just past the 50. Under center, fakes the handoff inside to the speed option to Halderman. And Cuckoo Bananas, Cuckoo Bananas has not Halderman. You think I'd know that by now, but Kook Bananas makes the 6-yard carry, and the 2nd and 3 it's now be 1st and 10 as Halderman. That's Halderman that time, as he'll make the rush for the 1st down, and Bison are yet again charging back. Fakes the handoff, and there's the speed option to Hubba Lloyd, and there's nobody home except for when he gets past the 10-yard line. 27 yards is what they're going to give him, and it's now 1st and 10. Not inside the 10 quite yet, but pretty close. And I think they will give him exactly the 10-yard line, so it's not 1st and goal. Instead, it is 1st and 10. Fakes the handoff yet again to the inside, and Drezzy's going to get in as the Bison make a great offensive drive just before the 4th quarter with 57 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. And only 2 minutes left. It's only 2 minutes on that possession, and they are going to go for 2 to try and tie this game. Rightfully so, as Drezzy takes the speed option. No good. Hubba Lloyd, they aren't going to give him any yards. They're going to say he may get 0 yards out of that. And the Vikings instead will maintain a 2-point lead as they take the kickoff as Dwayne Swanson gets 25 yards. Look at that for the last 5 drives for Portland, if you want to go ahead and take care of that.
Yeah, well, I'll miss that, but that last drive by the Bison, they come out and they did what everybody knows they can do, and that was run the ball.
Yep, they for sure did, but the Vikings made a great stand there, the 2-point conversion, to maintain this lead. And a touchdown here would be dreadful for the Bison, but looks like they're making good plays on defense. 3rd and 15 as General Cornwall makes the sack. And if you're the Vikings, you're looking to go over the middle. Looks like they're starting to blitz a lot harder. Now that they're down, they're upping the intensity a little bit. Look at that, only two major linebackers inside, and they're going to cover, as that's not the play you want, but breaks a tackle, and that's going to go down as a loss for Dar Storm.
The dreaded 3rd and screen play. That is not what you want to do on 3rd down when you're that far back. But, you know, the coach caught it, and the Bison made a big defensive stand there.
Just what they needed if they want to win this game, as the Vikings will now need a defensive stand, as we're about 14 seconds. Oh, Bobbles the return, and that could have been bad. But instead, you're 13 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, and you're 1st and 10 from just past the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Swanson was there, and I mean he almost got to that ball. So that would have been bad for the Bison if the Vikings would have recovered that bobble.
As we might, nope, we're gonna snap it before the 4th quarter. If you want to go ahead and preemptively get your 4s up in the chat, as we have a great game here on Game of the Week action in the ACFL. Happy Friday night, folks, as Portland State is up 34-32. 1 quarter left to play. Strap in your seatbelts. This is going to be a wild ending. Under center, fakes the handoff inside to the speed option. That's the dreaded play for the Bison, and it's just worked. Hubba Lloyd gets 6 yards.
Yeah, that speed option, and the Vikings have nobody out there to cover their running back or the pitch man. So, I mean, that's going to work every time.
As Aldrezi is met instantly by Kang Dixon, he's going to pick up a TFL as It's now 2nd and 12. Great play there by the Vikings. Under center yet again, and another great play for the Vikings. This time it's Final Boss making the tackle for loss. And the Bison only 40% from third down conversion. Except they're 3rd and 15. He's going to drop back, and he's going to overthrow him. As great plays by the Vikings, as they're going to make the stop with a 2-point lead with 8 minutes left in this game. So that's going to go back out of the back of the end zone. And, I mean, they got clock to work with, but they're going to need a touchdown here to really help them win this game.
Yeah, and that third down play, he just threw it too quick. I mean, the rush was coming in on him, and he had to get rid of it.
As Tristan Dixon had to just get rid of it there. And it'll bring up 2nd and 10. As there's up the middle, Buster Owens. No, it's Sting the Icon. I always just assume it's Buster because he's always wide open on the slant route. But that's Sting the Icon. As he makes the play over the middle to make it 1st and 10.
Yeah, that was a great slant route by the Icon for them, to get that first down.
Man goes in motion there as they're going to throw it to him. Let's Sting the Icon. He's going to get 5 yards. He's got both feet down. It's now 2nd and 5. Four wide, one in the backfield. Vikes dump it off over the middle yet again. Max error this time. As they've yet again found the middle to be wide open. And I've said that, I don't know if I've said this before, they have one major backer in the box. They have all the outside linebackers covering. They may even be playing 3 safeties. And that's exactly how you counter that, is find the open ground. As Lee Elliott makes a 10-yard reception. And no one over the middle yet again. As I would have called a slant route there if I was the Vikings, but to each their own, I guess.
Yeah, that middle has been open all drive long. That's what they need to stick with. There, they ran an option play, and Dixon got 3 yards out of that. So, I mean, that was still a good play.
As he's just going to throw it away yet again. But, I mean, Dixon's been good so far this game. And only 10 incompletions, and some of those have been throwaways. As Dixon drops back and dropped by the receiver, excuse me. As they're gonna go for it.
Gutsy call here on 4th and 7. Let's see if they can get it or if the Bison's gonna turn it over.
As he's in. Cyrus Rice yet again making clutch plays. He's clutch Rice to me now.
5 receptions for 133 yards for Rice tonight. He's having himself a game.
He would probably honestly be my player of the game pick, is Dixon's going to get 9 yards out of that. And why would be my player of the game pick is because he's just been there when you need a clutch play. If you can think back to the first half when he made those couple great catches to put the Vikings in good territory to score, he gets you 4 touchdowns out of the red zone, as Storm is going to get a 2-yard rush to make it 1st and 10. But, I mean, Cyrus Rice has just been there when the Vikings need him. And that's why I think I would label him as my player of the game.
Yeah,
despite no touchdowns.
Yeah, and the Vikings, I mean, they're mixing in the run and pass. So they're working this clock down to leave the Bison barely any time.
As Dara Storm is going to get 7 yards. And I mean, the Vikings have a chance to go up by 10 if they make the gutsy call of going for 2, as Dara Storm nearly gets into the end zone. They gave him 2 touchdowns on the night. They're going to say he needed about half a yard to get into the end zone, but still not in. And Urinator, the fullback, makes the touchdown run, and the Vikings are up 8. And pending the extra point, they are going to go for just the 1. Go up 9, as it's up and good. Grant, what do you think, buddy?
Man, this is a game. I mean, you know, like I said it before earlier in the game, Bison are number 1 in the nation for a reason. But this Vikings team, they've come out and they have played the run very well. So I mean, let's see if the Bison can go down and score here, or if the Vikings are going to be able to stop them.
I mean, for what it is, they are playing the run very well. They aren't letting them just run all over the field and make big plays. I could probably count all the big plays the Bison have made on both of my hands. And normally they're just making big play after big play. So, good there by the Vikings as they make another TFL. 5 TFLs on the night for Arcia Ivy. As, like you said, playing the run very well, as we are just under 5 minutes left to play in this game. And this would suck for the Bison if they have to turn it over here. Under center is Aldrezi. He's going to drop back and make a pass. He's going to take off, and he's going to get in with 6 yards, 1st and 10.
Yeah, he got the first, he got the down, but you got to remember that clock is running. So
that clock is running, so it's good that they got the 1st and 10, but is Isaiah Halderman's just going to be picked up and thrown down there by Arcia Ivy. And he's my defensive player of the game.
His
13 tackles.
Yeah.
And 5 of them being in the backfield. He's been all over the place. As Aldrezi is going to make someone miss. And going to turn it into 12 yards.
The clock is still running, though. You're under 4 minutes now. So, I mean, you don't want to take too much time because you're down 9 points.
As Drezzy's tripped up there for only going to get 1 yard. Don't know who it was on the tackle there. But, whoever that was, great play. As they're gonna stray away from their normal formation and just run a regular I formation inside handoff, and they're only going to get 1 yard out of it, as that's Slurms McKenzie making the tackle. Going back to the motion, and great play as Kevin Nash makes a quick move to the inside to get the quick little stick route. Jesse drops back, met by defenders. They're going to call it a sack. Alan Alamon makes a great, huge play, as that means 2nd and 12. Clock is not yet running, but there it goes again.
And you were at 3 minutes.
Yep, there's 3 minutes. You're down by 2 scores. You need to make some plays, as that's what I'm talking about there. Kevin Nash makes a 19-yard reception, and both of his receptions have been in the last two plays. As Slurms McKenzie makes another tackle. They're gonna call him in for 1 yard, as they're in the red zone territory, but they're taking way too much time. Here comes Drezzy, and he's knocked down hard. 175 rushing yards, but Slurms McKenzie makes another tackle. I've seen his name a lot in the last few minutes. But, I mean, the Vikings are making Aldrezi work this game for sure. In what has been an entertaining one. The quick pitch off to Cuckoo Bananas, and that's a touchdown. Cuckoo Bananas makes it a 3-point game. And if you're the Bison, do you go for 2? Or do you just go for the 1? They're going to go for the 1. Great call there by the Bison, the logical call. It's now 41-39 Vikings with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left. And it's going to be a question, can the Vikings run the ball out for the rest of the game? Or,
yeah, I was going to say the field goal would have been the best option, because if you miss that 2-point conversion, you're only going to tie the game if you get a field goal. You know, if you get the ball back and get a field goal. So that was a great play. You know, great decision by the Bison to kick that field goal.
I was just thinking about that in my head. This is the logical option, as the Vikings are actually inside the 20. Not a good return, but you don't necessarily need a touchdown. You just need to play the clock right, as they're going to come out passing, as Cyrus Rice makes a 7-yard reception. And the Bison are going to take an early timeout. Want to keep the clock from running. And they're going to go passing again. But Tristan Dixon, he's going to be sacked, actually. 3rd and 5 now, as the Vikings need to get a first down here. It is needed. As passing the ball, going backwards is Buster Owens. If he would have kept running. Instead, the Bison have a chance. As we hit the 2-minute mark. Go ahead.
The Bison have a chance to take the lead here, but the Vikings defense need a big defensive stand here on this drive as well.
Yes, for sure. Minute and 56 seconds left, folks. 41-39 is the score. The Vikings lead, as Cuckoo Bananas gets an 8-yard reception, and they're going to hurry back to the ball. They have no timeouts, that's the thing. As they're going to just spike it. And one last play here. One last stop. I wondered what the Bison are going to go for. But if they don't get the conversion here, they're in trouble, as that's Drezzy just making the simple 4-yard play. And yet again, hurrying. Minute and 41 left. Dropping back to pass is Drezzy, and that was to no one.
Great defense, great coverage downfield, and a great rush by the defense there as well.
They need a few more yards for the field goal, as stopped is Mason Knight. 3rd and 6, and not quite yet in field goal territory. The first down marker is about where you want to be, as wide open touchdown. Blown coverage by the Vikings, as Mason Knight has a defender nowhere near him, as it is now 45-41 Vikings with a minute 19 left. They're going to go for the 2.
But did they leave too much time on the clock?
That's the thing, as Cuckoo Bananas gets in easily. That is going to be the question. You leave a minute and 19 left on the clock. Knowing this game, a lot of crazy stuff can go down with that much time. And you have 3 time. Oh my goodness!
Return.
And we got a return that's going to go all the way. As I just said, Dwayne Swanson, 97-yard return, ties the game.
Wow.
I spoke into existence there.
Wow. Now, hold on though. Did the Vikings leave too much time because of returning that kickoff? You still have a minute and 9 seconds, but Bison do not have any timeouts.
The Bison do not have any timeouts. The Vikings need to bear down here and make the stop. No timeouts. The best friend for the Bison here is going to be ball spikes. As great play there on the return as Mason Knight's only going to be allowed 18. A lot has happened here in the last about 15 seconds of game time, folks. You have the wide open Mason Knight touchdown. And, you know, some would think the game's over there if you're up 6. But then great blocking there on the kickoff return. Special teams coming in clutch as Dwayne Swanson runs at 97 yards for the touchdown. And strap in, folks. Drezzy over the middle finds a man. That's cuckoo bananas as he gets 24 yards over the middle. And the Vikings need to hold strong. Dropping back again as Drezzy finds a wide open man. That's not enough though. 7-yard reception for Kevin Nash. 2nd and 3 with 50 seconds left. Time is ticking.
And they're going to run the clock down. It looks like.
They're better hope they get in the field goal range. As the Vikings are going to run 8 up front.
And they're going to have about 15 seconds by the time they clock this.
And they're going to spike it.
17
Is that
seconds.
the right play? Is that the right play, though?
That
to
I don't
waste that much time and spike it.
Well, they have had a receiver open these last few drives, wide open. So let's see if that was a great play.
Down as great play. There you go, Grant. There you go, buddy. Make a big deflection, 4th and 3.
All right, this is the play of the game right here.
It is all down to here, folks. Drezzy drops back, and it's intercepted. Game over.
Oh,
The
what
Vikings?
a defensive play by number 8, and I believe that is Kane Dixon, I believe.
629 total yards for the Bison, but the Vikings are going to win this game by a final score of 48-47. That is your game, folks. What a last minute and a half that game was.
And that is why this was game of the week, because of that right there. This game was back and forth all game long, as you see Dixon was this player of the game. But, man, this was a great showdown for game of the week.
Yeah, and like you said, there's a reason it was. And now 2 top 4 teams have gone down. And we're going to see a ranking switch up as teams are going to move out of the top 4. And, you know, we might have a new number 1. I hate to say it, but we definitely are. And right there on your screen, that was the play that the Bison thought that ended it. But then you see Swanson just taking off for 97 yards. That man should be the player of the game for saving the game. Him and Kane Dixon. As it's been a fun one, folks, but it's been Mr. Grant, it's been your boy Darius Slay. Thank you for stopping by, and have a great weekend, folks.
Later, guys. Have a great weekend.
Alright, I think we're good. Stream's off. No, is it? It's not.
Yeah, I think we're good though.
Yeah, stream's not off, but I think Canes might not be at his desk, so.
Yeah.
Alright, buddy. Thanks for joining me.
Alright.
That was a fun one.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Go celebrate that win in that locker room.
Oh, I'm already doing it.
Alright, take care.
Alright.